We better get going, so we don't miss this.
Yes, let's do it.
So we'll do
the pregame show here. We'll go
and,
over the starting 11s.
Okay.
This is Jimmy's podcast, season 9 of the podcast. We're coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last this long. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots, reacts, and lots of social media crap. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. This is the podcast.
Welcome to the pregame show for Croatia, Argentina, counting down to kickoff. This is not an actual pregame show, but we are actually taping the podcast on Tuesday before the semi. Should we do the predictions so one of you can look like a geniac?
Sure.
We're going to be distracted because we're now 23 minutes and 25 seconds to kickoff. Everyone was supposed to arrive on time so we could get this done before kickoff of the semifinal. Unfortunately, some people, we don't throw anybody under the bus here, Stoff, had some traffic issues. Predictions, Croatia, Argentina. You could look like a genius right now.
I am going to say, hello everybody, by the way, Lester McLean coming at you. I am going to say...
The ones and twos. What are you, radio?
I am going to say it is high time for Messi and Argentina to get to the World Cup final. I know the Croatia is a defending finalist anyway, but I feel like this is the year for Argentina and Messi. One more miracle. That's what I see.
Really?
Puffy?
I'm hoping for Morocco, Croatia as a fan. I think.
Right. Does that make Canada the third best team in the world?
We definitely own the podium.
Even though we lost to Belgium, we would still be
were better than
the
them.
third
Well,
best
in the
team
top
world.
four. We're in the top four.
Yeah, that's very
Do you think it actually does it make Canada? Do you reevaluate?
Slightly
things a
you do,
little
because heading into the tournament after the draw, we all said like, okay, Belgium, whatever, but these are the two winnable games. Like a lot of people said that.
Everyone said that.
Well, I didn't think I thought Croatia
would be tougher, but
I thought Morocco was a winnable game, but I said that as an ignorant person who had never seen them play.
We haven't seen them play defense like that. And
Well, they've been amazing. They've been amazing.
They were the most impressive. Well, I mean, Croatia was pretty impressive too when they turned it up.
Well, here's the thing. You still have to look at like that 30-minute span in the Croatia game, and then the first 30 minutes in the Morocco game. We weren't close.
No, it was.
So
it was not.
It's not like it's not really like we own the
But
still,
if we didn't give up one of the worst goals in World Cup history, and if that ball had just squeaked over the line, it's a 2-1 win.
that's facts. Hashtag facts.
The manager of Morocco, I said it right when I was there, and now since I've gotten sick, since I've gotten home, I've forgotten. The most impressive guy I met at the World Cup. His news conference blew me away.
Really?
He was just so good at handling that situation, and he was already a hero. This was before the Canada game, so they weren't even in yet, and he was already a national hero to the point where all of the Moroccan reporters at the end of the news conference all had jerseys in their bags and ran up and got him to sign their jerseys.
Like before the Canada game?
Before the Canada game.
Oh, I thought that was after the Canada game.
Can you imagine me and Caldwell and Christian Jack and Luke Wildman running up to get Herdman's autograph on something?
Well, after they qualified, I watched the press conference, and every single reporter started first by congratulating what an epic thing they did for the country, for history, and for everything. It was more of a congratulations than even like a question about the game.
It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. Well, listen,
it's awesome.
For now, first African nation in a semifinal, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But that would still never happen in North America, where you would never get compliments
because
like
you don't
that,
do the cheering in the
the
press
journalism,
box.
No cheering in the press
in Europe.
box.
It's much different.
Well, I remember being at Jack Nicklaus's final British Open.
That was
British Open.
There was some autographs handled. Tanya was one of them.
That was a little bit different though. That was Jack and everybody showing her respect.
Absolutely,
this
is the guy that's on the back nine, if you know what I mean.
And that's also a little different because we're not talking about teams that you're cheering for. It's an individual sport.
I think I told this story, right? I had a golf ball that I bought for my son, who was just a kid back then, and I went to all the majors that year, so I was just going to have a golf ball from each and every one of them. And so after this scene happened with Jack, with all the reporters, I was waiting outside with Willers to try and sneak a one-on-one with him. ambush one-on-one used to
You're
be my
very good at those.
Yes.
Sure enough, we get the one-on-one with Jack.
Yeah.
Do 3 questions as he's walking, and then at the end, I'm just going to go for it here and shoot my shot. I pulled out the ball and I said, "Do you mind signing this?" And he says, "I don't sign golf balls." So
Did you pull out your actual balls and have the sign this?
Wow.
Jesus, why did that have to take a turn?
There would be room.
Sorry.
So I did that event with Jack last year that I think I talked about on the pod, and I had told that story to one of the organizers, and the organizer went up and told Jack beforehand, and Jack signed a ball for me.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Nice.
so I finally got my Jack Nicklaus signed golf ball. How about
Oh,
that?
I
See,
see.
now-
I assumed he didn't do it because it just was on. He couldn't. It
Well, the
was hard to do it.
weird thing was then we
Well,
ended up
it's the
talking.
dimples, right?
No, we
Yeah,
ended
that's
up talking about it on stage, and he said, "Oh yeah, I sign golf balls all the time." I don't know what I was talking about that day, so I was like, "Wow, you really dissed me."
He was in a
Golden
mood.
Bear. I think you're right. It's probably the dimples, and it just he just doesn't do it as often, maybe.
Sure.
But
I now feel bad for my comment. That's a very nice story you told, and I ruined it with my
your ball
No,
sign.
my
he
rude
blew off
comment.
Jimmy back in the day. He deserved that.
No, exactly. You
That's a good point.
should have whipped your sack out, Jimmy.
welcome to the Rubber
You would have
Boots
signed
Podcast.
these, Jack?
Hey, when's the last? We haven't been together in how long? 6 weeks? 5 weeks?
Oh, it's been a long
You
time.
guys abandoned us to Doha.
Yeah, I mean,
early
massive
November.
Yeah,
Buffets.
I left on the 10th of
I
November.
think I left on
Wow.
the 15th. I think we did it on the 7th, maybe.
Yeah, we might have done one.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's a month and change since the gang's been.
Stoff and I've golfed every day, by the way.
Yeah, it's been
amazing.
incredible.
Amazing.
Some
Amazing
great weather out here.
Yes.
A lot of birdies.
Congratulations. I had something before we get into more about. I guess you guys probably have questions about Qatar from Puffy and I that we didn't cover in our own podcast. Did you even listen to the Puffy and James podcast?
I might have listened to
Barely. I skimmed through it.
Hey, did you listen to it, Stoff?
You better believe I did, Puff.
But I had to tell you a quick story that I was actually hoping. Puffy was supposed to be late today, and I wanted to tell it before Puffy got here because he makes fun of my stupidity more than the rest of you do. I consider myself a man of decent intelligence, but prone to stupidity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
I'd say you're smart, but do dumb things.
A smart guy who does dumb things.
Yeah.
There's got to be a name for that or a category of that kind of person. But I think a lot of it is being absent-minded. That I'm not. I'm in a dream world sometimes, and so I do dumb things. But this might have been one of the dumbest things I've ever done. I was battling the illness since I got back. Both Puffy and I were very sick.
I heard. I was very sorry to hear that.
We weren't sick, I guess, when we last did the pod, so our podcast listeners would not know this.
No, you got sick on the plane.
Yeah, like literally, Puffy and I were at the airport fine, and within an hour of getting on the plane, I was just like coughing my butt off, and then I was sick for like a week straight.
That
We couldn't
happened to
hear
our-
you in coach.
Yeah.
It didn't travel. We weren't disturbed.
Well, the pod
He had
has
his own quarantine.
the pod has a cone.
Oh, cone of silence.
It's got the cone that goes over to protect you when you're
Yes.
coughing. But everybody almost has come back from some sort with a Qatari illness.
Yes.
Almost everybody, and which.
Maybe that was their plan all along.
Yeah.
Well, when in which sad note, when Grant Wall, the journalist, died over there,
Yes,
there
very
was a
sad.
lot of people, with conspiracy theories were running amok, and which, by the way, his brother has now said he died of pulmonary embolism. So, but tragic death. One of the foremost soccer reporters in the world, really.
And a
definitely North
photographer
America.
just died, too.
I
Really?
heard that
Weekend,
too.
right?
Really?
Yeah.
Of a similar thing?
I don't know what he actually didn't see the cause, but I saw that a photographer
And then Brooksy
died.
told me a security guy fell off the.
That was the week before.
That was
during
at-
the group stage.
That was at Lusail, the big stadium.
Yeah, and that was the
Did
one.
you make it to Lusail?
Was that I only made it to the ones that Canada played in.
That's the 90,000 seat stadium where the.
That was when Argentina played there early, right? And it was
Right.
noisy. It was-
I went to Portugal against Uruguay there and saw Ronaldo, which was cool.
So a security guard fell off the stadium?
Yeah, he was in critical, I think. He fell from an upper level or something like that, which happens at big stadiums, but still kind of weird. Anyway, when the Grant Wall thing happened, I was a little concerned because all the symptoms he was
symptoms
describing
was
before he
very
passed away were
similar to
similar.
you.
Yes.
Yikes.
Anyway, so I went in. I'm fine now, and don't worry, I'm not contagious or anything. But I was still I still have trouble getting like a deep breath. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I went to make sure I didn't have pneumonia, and I went to the hospital up in. I'm not going to mention it because somehow this could get back to them. So I go into the parking garage. It's like a cold flu clinic where they assess you. And one of those garages where you pull it, you drive in and the ticket comes out.
Yeah.
You raise in and you go in. So you have the little ticket.
Yeah.
So when I'm coming out, I was in a bit of a daydream. And I get to the machine, and it looks like one of those machines where you just put in your credit card and you get something that you put on your dash. It doesn't look like the ticket machine. Because I'm looking at it, I'm going, do I stick the ticket in here? It looks like a credit card thing. But I'm thinking, okay, well, some of these machines, like at the airport, the same place you put in your credit card is the place you put in the ticket. So I stick the ticket in, and it goes, it says not inserted all the way. So I'm like, okay, so I pushed a little further.
Oh, my God.
And then I realized it was a credit card place only. And now the ticket is stuck in there.
And you've jammed it up.
And I've jammed up the entire machine. So now I have a moment of panic. Like there's no button to call anybody. And I'm like, I've screwed up this machine for eternity.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do. So I go, there's another machine near it, which is the same machine. And I realize, okay, there's a clear message on this that says, do not tick your parking ticket inside of this, which I completely missed. So I put my credit card in this one. I don't even know what I'm paying for now because I don't have a ticket.
Yes, of course.
And it says you can buy time. Okay, so I buy like a half an hour, $4.
It's like the Turk store.
And now I get one of those tickets that has the ones you put on your dash.
Yeah.
So basically, within this parking lot, there was two separate areas. I think one was short-term parking where you display the thing, and the other was the ticket where you go upstairs.
Yeah.
So now I have this useless ticket to put on my dash, but I have paid $4.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I'll just get to the exit and they'll just let me out. Like maybe it'll just happen. So I get there, and of course now I get to the machine that says insert your ticket.
Yeah.
I don't have a ticket.
Yeah.
So this one's got a little telecommunications thing on it. So I hit the button, and the guy found, yep, security. I'm like, yeah. So I got confused, and I went and paid. I paid in the machine that gave me the ticket to put on your dash, but I was in the parking lot where I needed to insert the ticket. And he goes, how much did you pay, sir? I said, I paid $4. And he goes, well, do you have your ticket still, your other ticket? I'm like, no, I don't have that. And where's that ticket, sir?
I bet you he saw this whole thing on camera and he just wanted you to have to spill it out.
I couldn't do it. And I feel guilty. Like I should have said I got stuck in
I vandalized one of your other machines.
I vandalized one of your machines, but when I got the other ticket, I didn't think I needed that ticket anymore. So I don't have that ticket. Well, how long have you been here, sir? And I said, it's about a half an hour. It's pretty accurate. It was a very short test. And then he didn't come back. He just opened the gate and let me out.
Wow.
So I was free, and I felt very free.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd walked out of 15 years in San Quentin, free. But I had ruined their machine, I think.
Yeah, which probably only cost him like $10,000.
But I don't think like
They'll probably fired that guy over this.
He shouldn't have let him
Not
out.
to mention all the other drivers that you've inconvenienced.
Well, I was thinking about that because that would be the part that bothered me most. If some little old lady comes in after me and she gets her credit card stuck. But I tried to actually insert my credit card after I'd stuck the ticket in there to try
to cram it in even more.
Yeah.
just to try. Well, I thought it would either come out or I was trying to duplicate what the next person would do, and the credit card wouldn't go in. So I don't think the next person would have a problem. They just wouldn't be able to pay for parking. So maybe I got everybody free parking for a day.
That would
because
be not all heroes wear capes, James.
It's very true.
There's got to be a way though. Like they could probably just open the machine and take my ticket out, right?
Yeah,
It didn't.
I'm sure they,
So the word to describe you, according to the internet, would be a clever fool.
A clever fool?
Wow.
That's actually
Clever fool.
very, very fair.
Yeah.
You're a clever fool.
Now, I also, while searching
Interesting.
for that, I found something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is the smarter that you feel, the dumber you are.
I don't think I'm that. I think what's the opposite? The Kruger-Dunning effect. The dumber. I think I feel like I'm really dumb, so I'm probably a genius.
I think I'm smarter than I appear.
You think you're smarter than you appear.
Yeah.
You appear.
Yeah.
I think that. How did you describe me? A wise, cruel,
clever
dumb
fool.
A clever fool. I think that's
Wise
accurate.
fool.
Yeah, that's
You're
fair
a clever
enough.
fool.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think Brooksy would agree to that.
Yeah.
She lives with me.
I think that I would like to. I don't know what the term is, but I'm thinking about the word daft. But
Oh, that's good, yeah.
but not always daft. I want to say like a partially daft or
He's like a
that type of
daft
thing.
punk.
Daft Punk.
I used to get that.
Okay, so listen. I know that we have limited time, but I want to get to something here.
No,
Users,
Puffy and I did not make love in Qatar.
there's been lots of questions coming, and they want to know what Puffy did in Qatar.
What did Puffy do in
Puffy
Qatar?
do in Qatar? And when I say a lot of people, I mean me and stuff.
Most people at this
wanna
company,
know.
at least.
We want to know.
That's not going to be told by
I think I said this on the last pod that Puffy was quietly one of the MVPs of Qatar. And I think that question was legitimate and was asked by a lot of people. Because sometimes I feel like Nicole, our Mr. Wolf, our fixer, just put Puffy on the trip to make me happy.
which is fair.
Do you think Puffy's like a room guy?
I'm a good room guy.
Yeah, he'd be a room guy. Yeah,
I'm a
glue
room
guy
guy.
for sure.
You're like an enforcer. They'll throw on the team.
Yeah.
Definite
Keep
room
morale
guy.
up. Yeah.
Because Puffy's role was kind of undefined,
Going in.
right? Like going in as in like on the plane. What the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
Right, Puffy?
Really?
To an extent.
Yeah, like I wasn't sure what role I was going to be doing.
Right.
I kind of had an idea I was doing either one or the other.
Well, I thought Owen, our producer, who did a fantastic job over there, I thought that that you were just going to be assigned to me. So you were going to be my biatch.
Yeah, I thought that I was going to be with you or DZ.
A CFB, a clever fool biatch.
I like to use the word handler. Handler.
Yes.
You're a handler.
It's a little more polite in this day and age.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I thought you would
prefer handler.
I thought you would be coming not only to the Canada Games, but you would also be coming to Canadian training, and you would be coordinating our hits out of there, which we did numerous a day.
Yeah.
And
when you guys were getting picked up in the Uber, sometimes I was quite jealous.
right, but Puffy ended up getting claimed by the studio crew.
Oh.
Yes.
So if whether it was Lindsay and Janine and Toss in studio or Kilban and Caldwell and Luke in the studio, most days Puffy would go to studio and do the same job he does here, which is coordinating the video. So Kilban would say, "Puffy, I need a libero." A libero, sorry for our listeners, is like one of those replays where you put
They
you
have all
manipulate?
the not
non-de
nice try.
Radio.
libero. You put like all the fancy arrows and stuff
Yes,
on
yes,
it, right?
That's what our
yes.
boy G was doing. G was killing it on that.
Right, but you would tell him what to do.
Well, he'd be on the phone with them too, so we'd just be.
So what were you doing then?
I was just hanging out with the guys.
We're back to that question.
I was just hanging out with them.
I particularly enjoyed the fact that when I was asking you if you guys could do a podcast, you kept saying, well, me and Puff aren't even together. Like you were making it seem like he was on the other side of Qatar, which he very well could have been. But in order to record today, I'm pretty sure I drove in a longer distance than the width of Qatar.
We were on very different schedules.
We were in the same hotel and yet did not see each other.
Because I was.
Well, it was Puffy's nightlife, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was out in the later crew, and you were,
came to that one dinner. We had a dinner before the tournament started that was a little fun.
Yep.
That was the entire crew. And that was the first time I think I saw you over there. Is that correct?
Yes. No, I saw you in Brooksy one night.
Oh, when we came into
We went for
But you didn't know he was there.
we went for dinner. Oh, okay. That was after that, though, wasn't it not?
I don't think so. I think that was the first time I saw you guys.
That was the night of the first game, the Canada game. We went for dinner, no?
No, it was earlier than that.
Oh, okay.
We went at the hotel.
Yeah, I bought you a burger.
You bought me a
What
burger.
people actually want to know, speaking of food, is did you get him into the buffet, Jimmy?
No,
Wow.
did not.
Well, okay.
Even though I was promised once Brooksy left that I was up next.
Okay,
but someone else did get into the buffet.
Oh. Be careful, Puff.
I talked about this on the last podcast. Lindsay Hamilton made it to the buffet. But let's be honest here.
Good call.
Yeah, not a bad call by me.
Sorry.
But
You're out, Puff. I'm sorry.
Puffy was invited, but he was unable to get up. The buffet closed at 10:30, and he never got
That's
up
true. I
before
never
10:30.
got up
Oh, well, come on now. You see, you're making it sound like it's all Jimmy's
I was
fault.
up till 6 a couple times, but
Like the late crew,
Yeah.
the late crew would stay up very late because they were almost stayed on Eastern time.
somewhat. Yeah.
Like Luke Wildman was getting up at like 2 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
And then staying up till, and Luke's not a partier or anything, like works his butt off, but I'm just saying would stay up till like 4 or 5, right?
He definitely slept in.
Yeah.
Whereas I was up by 11 or 12.
See, I got up at 8 o'clock every day and was having the buffet, but by like 8:30 and kaboom.
Yeah, I was getting like 3 or 4 hours of daylight. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like people were like, "Oh, how hot was it over there?" I'm like, "Not that bad."
No. I get it.
But you see, the days, if you take away the 3 Canada games, I was always covering Canadian training, which meant I was done earlier than you guys.
Yeah, you guys were done by like 8 p.m. We were done at 12:30.
Right. So there you go. There's what Puffy did. But anyway, the footy guys loved Puffy to the point where Puffy was worried they weren't going to let him go home. They wanted Puffy to stay and do the rest of the games.
I thought they might steal my passport.
Really?
The number of times Caldwell and Caban was, Puffy, get over here, Puffy, we love you, Puffy. Puffy, we love you. You're not going home.
Listen, I'll tell you right now. I mean, look, we've done a lot of things on TSN. I've been here a long time, but I am tremendously proud of this coverage. I think what we've done with this tournament, yourself and Puff, Jimmy, and then Lindsay and that whole crew over there, and lots of people behind you. You mentioned Owen as well, who's done a great job with soccer in general,
and the guys here too.
Yeah, and the guys here. Yeah, absolutely. Just and I'm loosely involved with it, just in terms of some other stuff. But I know what's going on here too, and it's been a big undertaking for the network. And I think it's we don't always do it, but we should be patting ourselves on the back and on the chest because this is a fantastic tournament. It's not over yet. No. But well done.
I appreciate you saying that because I felt the same over there. It's a massive endeavor, and the logistics and complications technically. Yeah. I won't bore our listeners, but they were. It was very complicated.
Of course.
And but I think the product, like the first game we did in the stadium, was a little bit scary because we basically, Lester, we had to take IFBs out of our ears because of the delay, so we couldn't hear anything, which is a very weird way to do television.
Of course.
And I couldn't hear, like to this day, I heard 10% of what Julian de Guzman said the entire tournament because it was so loud in there. Yeah. So I was literally trying to read lips.
Yes.
But it sounded fine at home. Nobody would have known any of that, which is the key, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever we were off camera, like as soon as
hilarious.
Like when the warm ups were on, like right now as you're watching Argentina and Croatia, so the commentators are talking over the warm ups, which we would do for 5 or 10 minute span. We would crowd in together. I would get up out of my seat.
It was like a huddle
and go stand between so we could actually hear what we were saying. But because besides that, we couldn't hear anything.
Unbelievable.
But it was hilarious. As soon as those pictures came up, you'd all quickly go into formation. Yeah. It was pretty funny to watch.
Yeah, it was. But I thought that the features that were done by Josh Shyman's group were awesome.
Yeah.
I wish more people. I don't think people probably watched the full 3-hour pre-games for Canada because there was other games going on at the time, and I get that you're going to watch a game, but those 3-hour pre-games we did were really good, like really good TV. I think for the balance of analysis and features and all those things, and
absolutely,
I was very proud of the work that our crew did over there.
Now, I know we have other stuff. But one more question for both of you. I mean, Qatar, that's got to be heavy for me. I can't imagine going over there. For both of you, where does this rank in things you've done overall for TSN?
This would be up there for sure.
If Canada had gotten a win or something, I think it would be a little more.
The goal was
very memorable.
Though. That was awesome.
And the first game against Belgium, I thought was very memorable. Just right from the anthem, I'll always remember that. This is as far as I've ever gone. I mean, I've been to Africa, but that wasn't for work. So it's right up there, Lester. That's
top 5.
I would say top 5.
Sure.
Top 5. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have. Usually, when you ask a question like that, it's moments that have historical endings, right? Like the Crosby goal in Vancouver, or the Raptors winning the NBA championship. Mm-hmm. Those are all high on my list because they had that. We didn't get that here from a Canadian perspective, but. Just to be there and experience it, and it was such a...
Imagine we were still good there and they were playing in the semifinal.
That would be incredible. It would be incredible. No, but it was a very interesting place. I don't know how much Puffy and I got into this on the last pod, but it's very weird because you are in the Middle East and you're a world away, but it's such a new place that it felt kind of like Disney.
Well, they built everything for the World Cup.
It felt like you were in Epcot, Morocco, or something like that.
Yeah. Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's a tourist spot, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It was designed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Had I been to Lucille yet when we did the last pod? Because so Lucille was the middle of the desert before, and they built the stadium, and then adjacent to the stadium they built like a Vegas Strip, and so there's all these buildings that are about. I guess there's 2 massive hotels at the end, but there's all these little cafes and stuff, and then there's all these lit up buildings. So 2 things about this town. I realized walking down the strip, I think it was Kenny Volden I was with, he's like, there's nothing in these buildings.
Yeah.
It's all these buildings, like a strip, but the buildings were empty. There was no windows on them. So I think they just built the buildings for the look.
Yeah.
And to put lights all over them.
It's almost like a Hollywood set, a facade.
Right. Secondly, you're feeling really cool. And I'm going, it's a cool night. And then I go, it's not a cool night. These streets are air conditioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
there was vents right down the entire street, and then the light poles were also firing coolness from above. So,
But it's healthy.
yeah, I'm sure. Like everything,
cool zone.
anything we try to do to save the planet is probably going to be
Just blown
destroyed
away
by this
next
100
month.
times over. Like, how can you air condition the outdoors?
They did.
I know.
The stadium there was times I was a little bit cold in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Need a
turn it
park
down.
I
You're
hate
right.
that. I hate that. I hate being over air conditioned. Oh, it drives me nuts.
Well, I think that might be part of the reason for the
same.
illness too, because it was hot during the days, and either in your air conditioned hotel or your air conditioned stadium. So
We had a great pool at our hotel.
we had a great pool. Puffy and I had one pool day.
Pool day.
That was our last day
That was
before
our
we
last
left.
day. That was great.
Yeah, we just hung out and
Probably where you guys got the diseases
It's true.
maybe.
It's true.
floating around.
Okay, so let's.
Well, I just wanted to add, since we're talking about the coverage, that the radio promos for the games have been world class.
somebody edited those. Somebody edited those.
Nice.
Sure, everyone was talking about that over in Qatar.
There was a buzz. I think Kenny Volden mentioned it.
The Croatians are throwing me off in these dark jerseys.
Yes,
here.
I know. There's been a few times like that over the last.
jerseys
They're actually
Yeah.
really sharp.
Yeah.
Like
Really
Morocco
sharp.
kind of
Jersey,
looked like
but-
Portugal.
Oh, they look like
But for the classic semifinals, you need to wear your
stripes. You want your
exactly.
stripes,
Like
right?
where's the classic
but-
Croatian checks, right?
Because
But-
you can't, because there'll be
They'll
too much
clash with the stripes
confusion.
of the-
Croatia's,
Yeah.
I mean, Argentina's second jersey is kind of similar to that Croatian one. Canada used 3 different ones, right?
yes.
We were trying to figure out if that was the only time, but it's happened before, apparently.
No.
I like just like the hockey. I like the blacks for Canada.
Yeah, the blacks.
Yeah, the
they
blacks
always
are
look
good. I love the blacks.
Although in the sun,
Sorry.
The black.
You gotta see a
the white's not so much.
Hey,
No, actually, I do like the black jerseys. It's just, I'm not being.
we try to be up with the times here on the program. Everybody out there in the world's talking about the White Lotus.
What you watching? Just between you and me. What you streaming on your TV? Let me see. What you watching? Action, drama, comedy. What you streaming on your TV?
Yeah,
Did you-
I haven't watched it yet.
don't tell me because I had not. I want to binge watch that over the holidays, so I haven't
Okay.
seen any of it.
Yeah,
And
but I
you
heard
see
it's very
stuff?
good.
You?
I have not seen it. Yep, that's with the
Awesome
Stifler's
show.
mom there.
Yes,
Stifler.
Jennifer
Awesome show.
Coolidge.
Try to avoid spoilers because they're everywhere.
Yes.
On the internet.
Is anyone in season 1 and season 2?
Okay, but
Yes.
Okay.
watching this thing from the preview, I just feel like it's a lot like a lot of shows.
It's really good though.
I feel like every new show I see now, I can just get deja vu from it. I don't know.
No, I feel like White Lotus is different.
Okay.
The other
Take your
one's
word
supposed
for
to
it.
be-
You never watched season 1 either?
No.
I haven't watched
You
any.
see, the great thing about White Lotus, Mike White is the writer and creator and director. Do you know who Mike White is? No.
You ever see, what's it called? Jack Black, School of Rock?
Yeah.
His roommate.
Oh, jeez.
The pasty white guy with the
Okay.
blonde hair.
Okay.
He was on Survivor.
Yeah.
What season of Survivor that he went
Wow.
on?
But he was on in this, it must have been a celebrity one, right?
No, I think he just went on a normal season.
Really?
Really?
Because
crazy.
2 of the girls in the very first scene of season 2 of White Lotus were apparently contestants on Survivor that he was just buddies with, so he put them on the show.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Just did one scene. But Mike White's made some, I would say, alternative films for a long time. But the point I'm getting to, Stoff, is he doesn't really give a crap about any of the normalcies of Hollywood, like bad guys getting their due at the end. You
That's not what you expect.
the
basically.
heroes. He doesn't care about any of that stuff or morality lessons necessarily. Like, if this guy does something bad, so he's going to get a lesson in the end. He doesn't care about that. And to me, that makes it much more interesting because there's so many red herrings and stuff where you think this guy's in trouble in the show, or this guy's in, and it ends completely innocently, and then somebody else, it'll be some sort of tragic ending. So it's, I think that's what makes the show fascinating.
I think that's kind of where TV's going in general, though. If you really think about a few different things that have happened over the last even 5 years, there's a lot less of that. There's a lot less of the redeeming qualities and whatever. We're just going to show it as it is.
To
And
some degree, that's been done, right? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
But it's
trying to do
interesting
something
with like
different out
cancel
the box,
culture
but-
where like if you go on that line, like I mean, I get clips of Family Guy on my TikTok all the time now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did they get away with this stuff?
Oh, there's things
How is this
yeah.
happening?
There was
It's crazy.
well, what's the name of the girl from the Mindy Project? She wrote The Office.
Mindy Kaling?
Yes. So she said in a recent interview that she thinks The Office would get canceled in its first season if it ran now.
Yeah.
And which I agree.
Yeah.
Especially that season one's a little more edgier than the other ones. But yeah.
But do you think
that's not even that old? That's mid 2000s.
Like if you watch Entourage now,
Yeah.
and you're like, ooh,
I've seen reruns of Frasier where I'm like, ooh, that joke wouldn't land today.
No,
Yeah.
exactly,
You know?
exactly.
But
Times
do you,
have changed.
do you think things are coming back the other way? That maybe this stuff. There's a few examples. The Family Guy clips, which are incredibly popular again.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Yeah.
there's something to be said for if you go super far.
Yeah.
And on SNL they have the two guys who do the update who
Yeah.
do
Michael
write
Che
each other's jokes, and they're
Ken Update,
they're
yeah.
completely and utterly racist.
Yeah.
But because they write each other's jokes,
Yeah.
they can get away with it,
Yeah.
right? And I just wonder if maybe and Bill Burr is probably the most popular comedian
Yeah.
out there right now, and he is probably the least politically correct
Oh,
person
definitely.
you could
Yeah,
have
he's
out there.
pretty
And I just wonder if there's society does this, right? We swing back really
Yeah, well,
hard
absolutely.
sometimes after it's gone a certain way, and I wonder.
think Saturday. I don't know if you guys are big fans of Saturday Night Live, but the Weekend Update with Che and
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
they've gone. Whew.
Yeah.
Did you say that? I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just so sorry.
Were you here?
I
for
heard,
the last
I heard you
minute?
say Bill Burr. Being honest, that this game's on. I've been watching that. Sorry.
The best part
My
is
apologies.
I'm like, yeah, Michael Che. I can't remember the other guy. And you're like, Michael Che.
And the other guy.
Poor other guy. He's only married to Scarlett Johansson.
That's it. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Colin Jost.
I think you'll like.
There you go.
I think you'll like White Lotus.
Nice.
I think season 2 is
One question, though. Is there any supernatural
no,
That's
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
that-
then I'm in.
Okay.
Then
no, not whatsoever.
Good. Okay.
It's hardcore, just reality
Not like
based.
there's- okay.
No, nothing supernatural. And plus, it's based at hotels. Like it's the first one's set in Hawaii, the second one's set in Italy at these gorgeous hotels. I can give you that. That's the basis
Lester,
of the
he's
show.
gonna tell us the ending by
I
the
know,
time
man.
this pod's over.
You're being daft, Jimmy. I'm just kidding.
And like they said at the end of White Lotus.
Stupid, clever bastard. We all die.
Could you watch it over the holidays so we could talk about it in January?
Yes, I will. I will for sure.
You're
I
only
plan
looking
to.
at 12 hours or something.
I plan to. I plan to watch it.
Maybe I can
Michael
do it.
Imperioli's in that too, right?
second season. The
Second
acting
season,
is
I'm actually looking for something now to watch.
the,
Yes,
the
okay.
acting is spectacular.
Is it?
Yeah. Stifler's mom there, who is Jennifer Coolidge, is unbelievable. But there's some really good acting.
I know she
Really?
won an Emmy for it.
She's
so,
fantastic.
So it's good.
She's
But
fantastic.
did she just play Stifler's mom?
Not really. No,
okay.
because Stifler's mom was just sort of a lusty MILF, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Jennifer Coolidge plays. I don't want to give it away.
No, yeah, you can't. You can't. I will say this about her. A lot of people don't know this, but she was in Seinfeld.
Yes, she was. I saw
Yeah,
that.
and
She was
what?
the
And
masseuse.
She
The
was in
masseuse.
Seinfeld. Yeah, she's in Seinfeld.
She wouldn't give Jerry a massage.
Listen, I massage who I want, when I want. I don't submit to forcible massage.
Yeah,
That was the
Really?
one.
that's her. She's not blonde, and she's a lot thinner, to be honest with you.
Mike
Not
White
that this is
basically
a-
said that he did the show for her. Like he just wrote White Lotus because he loved Jennifer Coolidge and wanted to think of.
Really?
So that's where it started. Which is because she's not the. I guess she's a star, but it's an ensemble cast. I just lost.
I lost my mic
I
too.
can't hear my snare.
So can we just, if this makes it on the podcast, are you telling us that this broadcast was going out somewhere?
Yeah, so like
The series.
Sirius XM called us saying, "Hey, do you know that there's a broadcast overlapping on your feed right now?"
Oh my god.
They said a
Guys-
podcast, not the Rubber Boots podcast.
So every station that was connecting, like along with Sirius to us to grab the World Cup feed for Argentina right now was hearing you guys on top of the call.
On top of the call.
I think
Oh.
we've reached our greatest audience.
That's
oh my
huge.
god.
So that wouldn't have been annoying to anyone at all who was trying to listen to the game.
No. In fairness, you could hear it just as well.
Well, I mean, maybe they're White Lotus fans
Wow.
and they enjoyed that song.
That's JP. And JP came in to tell us that our recording of this podcast was going out on Sirius XM
Oh my
with
goodness.
the broadcast of the World Cup semifinal.
Oh
So
wow.
could that be like international?
So I think we're huge in Croatia now.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
No, we're hated.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get hate mail from Croatia.
Wait a minute.
Whoever wins will think it's good luck.
Yeah.
See if anybody was listening to us, like if there's anything on Twitter
Oh my God.
about.
Yeah. White Lotus.
And I picked Argentina.
I want Croatia, Morocco.
It's amazing.
So, are we just going to do?
Yeah, let's just, if we're on the air right now,
do you
we
think
should
we're-
describe
yeah.
the game.
I think that Luka Modric is the best.
So, welcome to the alternative. It would be like the Manning cast.
I know, that's what we should have.
That's what we should.
Do you guys want me to turn it back?
I'm glad
back
you
up
just
there.
slide back in.
We're back here at the Rubber Boot Studio.
Oh my goodness! And there I was extolling our virtues about how great we were. TSN.
Nothing's gone wrong so far at all with the entire World Cup broadcast.
Technically proficient.
It's been perfect.
I stick to my radio promos.
What a job.
Oh my God!
That was funny.
Okay.
We should get to a few things, Stoff, before we get out of here.
We should get to many things.
Now that we're off the air,
Imagine.
somebody was saying the barbers have been very well used at the World Cup.
Of course, everybody wants to look
Everyone's
good.
got, like, great hair.
Yeah.
Even Borjan.
All right, let's do it.
Things that we saw on Twitter.
Nice.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
I'm sure you guys have come across this already. Elon Musk
Yes.
was brought out on stage by Dave Chappelle at one of his shows, and the crowd reacted. I'll play that here.
Why did Chappelle do that?
That's what I'm.
I
That's
think
what
that
I'm
you
wondering.
He
in
likes
these
being this
circles.
contrarian now, too.
Also,
I'm
they're
actually very
rich people
surprised by
circle.
that.
He,
You know,
You start losing the room, I think, a little.
yeah.
You forget.
He's with
like,
the
who-
Musks, he's
yeah,
with
like,
Kanye's.
You're only talking to rich, famous people, and you don't really realize that everyone.
But why would you bring a guy out like that at the end of your comedy show anyway? Like, why?
Maybe Musk was there and wanted to come out.
Probably.
He's like, sure.
He thought he was.
probably.
He
They're
thought he was
buddies.
going to get.
Yeah.
Do you think he is delusional enough that he thought
Yes.
people were going to go crazy for it?
I'm sorry.
He's like Trump.
Do you think, is he delusional? Elon tweeted, technically it was 90% cheers, 10% booze. Yeah, he's delusional.
That's what Trump would have said.
Yeah. At least say it was 50-50.
me. They absolutely
Like, where are you getting
Yeah.
these numbers? It's insane.
The shame with this guy is that I liked him before. Like when I didn't know him, when he was doing the Tesla and the SpaceX and everything, I'm like, wow, this guy obviously is a genius, and he is to an extent.
Now he's
and
just a clever fool.
he is. He is. No, I don't even want to loop me in with it. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's a clever idiot.
I have no idea what his game plan is for Twitter, though.
It's just right now
does
he's just
he.
trying to make noise. He's
Yeah.
revealing all this information that most people, like, it was out there. He's trying to make it seem as if it's something.
But he has an agenda, and I'm not political, but
Do you think it's anything more than just staying on top of the news cycle?
I don't know. But
I think that's what his agenda is, and every day he wakes up and thinks of another thing to do.
right.
Like, I don't know if there's an overall point that he's driving at here.
No, but I think he is clearly
That's what Kanye was doing, and then he went a little too far.
Yeah.
he's right.
He kept driving his point.
He's
home.
right leaning, and he's using that agenda on Twitter by
Yes.
putting
Of course.
the Trumps and a lot more right leaning people back on there. But here's the deal: so they fired a lot of people, and I'm not sure they know quite what they're doing. So yesterday, somebody alerts me to the fact that I now have a gold check mark.
Yeah, what are the different colors?
So there's gold and blue, I guess, right?
Yeah, there's blue check.
There's
mark.
also orange, because I believe Bar Down got it. There's orange.
Okay.
That means you're in jail. I'm just kidding.
That should be.
The
that'd be-
bar's
that'd be
down.
good.
So apparently, gold means that I am a business. I am a brand.
Oh,
So I am no longer a person.
Businessman.
You're a brand.
I'm a brand. So I'm going to start charging people like you to follow me.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know. They must have some sort of algorithm that's completely messed up on this. But anyway, I loved all the people booing him, and just stay in your lane, buddy. Just invent good things that'll help the planet.
The one word that I think about when I hear his name is manipulation, and I just feel like whatever it is, whether it's the media, whether it's the news cycle, whether it's financially, he is in there to manipulate things for his good. And that's the problem that I have with him.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, apparently he's taken down all videos of this booing. So again, I'm all for free speech, but
he's the worst.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much: as far as Twitter goes, I literally turned my notifications off because of him. Because every single 5 minutes, it was a tweet from Elon Musk, and I'm not even following him. Mm-hmm. And it's just and it's tweets like Twitter's more alive than ever. Like,
oh my goodness,
need this.
Does he? Do they have anything to do with Instagram?
No, that's Facebook.
Instagram seems to be weird for me now. I have all these people on my Instagram that I'm not following. Like my thing comes up and it's like all these people. I'm like, why am I getting people's?
Apparently, Instagram's getting a lot of heat for that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know who I'm following. I don't even get people I'm following. I don't get their shit. It's like everyone's just like random. I'm like, why am I getting that?
I followed an account called Horrific Wild one day because there was a really cool video of like a wildebeest getting eaten by a
Nature is Metal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe,
Similar kind
I think
of
you
thing.
just talked about this on here before.
Well, here's the problem though. Now I can't unfollow this Horrific Wild, and it's linked up with like a porn site. So the first video that pops up every time over Instagram is these big boobs bobbling in the wind, and inevitably,
how do you spell this?
So like
which Instagram did you download?
But I'm getting caught in situations where I'm at work. Let's say I'm at the game sitting next to Janine and Julie, and I pull up my Instagram, and the first thing always pops up is these like giant boobs or something on the screen.
That's the same thing that happens to me.
Yeah, it's awful. It's a serious problem.
No, but I gave it to my son. I said, "Can you unfollow me off this Horrific Wild?" And he couldn't figure out how to do it. Like,
wow.
It won't let me. It doesn't have an unfollow button.
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
So
that's
I got scammed somewhere along the way.
Everyone just take a break from social media for like 10 years.
Except you couldn't go off the TikTok now. You'd get lost now.
No, I could do it.
My daughter was making fun of me yesterday because I say stuff now, like just in random conversation that is clearly a TikTok trend. And she's like, "Dad, you're on TikTok way too much now."
Wow.
Your
daughter's calling you
I was
out,
having
man.
a drink of wine at dinner last night. And I go, "It's like a reward." That was a TikTok trend. Did you ever see that one?
I think I know.
They take like a line of a video and people always do it. And she's like, "Dad, you got to get your ass off of TikTok."
Wow.
It's a problem.
It really is a problem. Anything else on the Twitter?
Way more.
We have a lot more that we can get through here. We have a tweet from Steve Harvey that says, "Help me win an argument. Do you keep your dry cereal in the refrigerator?"
No.
That has got to be a rich person thing because whose fridge can hold the boxes?
That's true too.
Big rich people who have.
It's funny.
a good point.
Huge
It's
fridges.
funny though. I've never done that, but that kind of
Makes
piqued
sense.
my interest because I do put things in the fridge I think that other people don't. Like if my wife bakes cookies or something,
Yeah.
I'll stick those in the fridge to keep them fresh a little longer. Would you do that, or would you just leave them out on the counter or in a bag or
I'd
whatever?
probably leave them on the counter.
Yeah.
But I put like all chocolate bars in the fridge.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
I do that.
Okay.
Whole chocolates.
So, but cereal like does get a little stale if somebody, one of your kids doesn't close the box properly or whatever, right? It gets a little stale. Maybe, the fridge might be
It would take up so
interesting
much
for it.
room.
Yeah, it would, but only if you only had like one box of cereal around. It'd be all right.
Right. Well, people were tweeting in that it keeps it from getting soggy. You can
Wait
also
a second.
keep it in
What
the
cereal
freezer.
doesn't get soggy in a box?
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I think it's when you
I
put
think
the
when you
milk
put the
in
milk
it,
in, yes.
it
My
probably
understanding
keeps it cold.
My understanding is if it
Oh,
comes
because
out,
it's cold, it stays harder while it's in the milk.
Yes, that's exactly.
This
So it makes sense.
This is the long game.
This is a long game.
So wait a second. You're telling me you put your milk on your cereal, then you don't have time to eat it. You put it in the fridge and you come back.
No.
Clever fool.
The old clever fool strikes again. Well, what do you mean?
You leave the cereal in the fridge.
You leave the cereal in the fridge,
and then
in the
when
box.
You pour it out in the bowl. You put the milk in, and it's gonna stay. It's not
It's
gonna
gonna
get soggy.
stay-
It
It's
won't
gonna
get
stay-
soggy on you once the milk is in.
Because
of the temperature.
Yeah, because Fruit
And it
Loops,
hardens, yes.
When you have Fruit Loops
Science.
like fresh, oh my God, they're so good. But if you leave them in that bowl for like 20 minutes or something,
Yeah, forget it.
they're all
Forget
soggied
it.
up.
I'm gonna try this. Like I will
interesting.
volunteer to step up here. I've been meaning to get some more Raisin Bran. I've got some Raisin Bran. I'm putting it in the fridge with my milk, and we'll see. Next week, I'll let you know.
All right.
Okay, now we have something to look forward to next week's episode.
Okay.
Later on,
Do you keep ketchup in the fridge?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Because some people don't do that. They put ketchup in the cupboard.
Really?
Yeah.
I stayed at my parents' last night because I had to bring them to the airport. And my parents don't have ketchup in the house.
What?
Really?
Very disturbing.
Yeah, that's
is
not good.
disturbing.
That's not good. Bring you some ketchup for your
You
parents.
think a lot of restaurants you go to, like a diner, the ketchup is on the table.
That's
And
true.
Do they leave it out there at night, or do they put it in the fridge? At
I
night
think
and
they
then put it
probably
on?
leave it out. It's probably not good. Either you leave it in the fridge or you don't.
Yeah.
To me, you take. I'm a ketchup guy in the fridge, and it actually says on my ketchup, I believe, refrigerate once opening.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
What about fruit? Like I will put fruit in the refrigerator.
some fruit? Bananas, I wouldn't.
Bananas,
but
I wouldn't, but-
Oranges, I
Well,
do.
once it's cut, you got to put it.
If you bought a little thing of blueberries, like a carton, would you put those in the fridge?
in the fridge.
Yeah. Okay. Because some
But they're
people
not
say
in
that
the
they will go bad more in the fridge
Yeah,
than they
'cause
would out.
at
of
the
They'll
the
lose their
grocery store,
flavor
they're
and
not.
stuff quicker initially, but it'll also keep it from actually going bad.
Interesting.
Cantaloupe
It's a delicate balance.
Cantaloupe.
in the fridge. But some people just leave it on the counter.
Here's the thing about
You gotta
cantaloupe.
have a big fridge for a cantaloupe. Though.
You got to eat cantaloupe by itself.
Huge. Really?
Eat it alone or leave it alone.
No prosciutto?
Do you have to be alone
on it.
eating the
Why?
cantaloupe alone?
I don't know. It's just one of those Brooksy lessons to me that stuck with me. Cantaloupe.
really?
Eat it alone or leave it alone.
Really?
It's interesting.
Yeah, but
Now hold on. Is she saying don't eat it with anything else, or
No,
eat it
like
when you're by
don't have
yourself?
your cantaloupe like with your
Oh.
cereal.
I thought she meant don't
by
be alone
yourself.
with the cantaloupe. She doesn't trust
You'll be
you.
tempted to do
She
things
saw American
with the cantaloupe.
Pie.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's something about it. I don't know. It does something. It makes other stuff go bad when you eat it with it, or it goes bad. So
Oh,
you got
really?
you should eat cantaloupe. Like if you're gonna have your cantaloupe in the morning,
Yeah.
have it and then have like your breakfast like a half an hour later.
Oh, okay.
This is what Brooksy says.
I like
All
that.
right?
Brooksy seems to know this stuff.
Cantaloupe.
I
Eat
would-
it alone or leave it alone.
I like it. I like the tagline. It's very nice.
It stuck
it is.
with me though. Like there was cantaloupe at the big buffet
Yeah.
in Qatar.
You
and
couldn't touch it
I
then.
couldn't touch it, or I'd have to touch it and then like wait 20 minutes before I ate, and I can't do that.
Oh, sorry. This is a legit saying, and it's for melons in general. Eat alone or leave alone.
There you go. Melons.
Like, does that include watermelon?
It basically
Honeydew?
Okay, so this
Honeydew,
is
definitely.
I usually don't eat fruit with other things because it is basically it digests slower when it's mixed with other food. But I don't know.
Apparently, you
This is
shouldn't
why
have
I'm chubby.
fruits and vegetables together either. I don't know, but I like doing it.
I'm eating my melons with other things. It's killing me slowly.
Yes, it is.
Actually, can I say something very quickly? And this is pertaining to how you eat.
Yeah.
For years and years, I would be eating something and I'm drinking at the same time. I've recently learned that not like if you eat a meal, eat the meal and then drink after.
I've heard that too,
Talking
but I
about
feel like
booze
I've
or
heard
water?
Everything.
No, anything.
Everything.
But I've heard opposite schools on that too constantly. I feel some people say you should eat and then drink a bit later or before, and some that you should drink with.
I have noticed a change in the way I feel, and my general disposition in terms of my gut health because of starting to do that.
Doing what?
Yeah.
You see, I need to have a glass of.
I love how much everyone's tuning out in this episode. Doing what? He literally just finished saying.
I missed the beginning, and then it went on and I'm like, but it sounded interesting. So I'm like,
How can we ask
my-
people to listen to this podcast if we don't even listen to this podcast?
I was drifting off there for a sec, and then I'm like, whoa, this might save
You know
my
what
life.
it is? You know
Come
what?
back in.
You're still mad that you didn't get that buffet. That's what it is.
Brooksy says that too with water. I can't do it. I need like a glass of water while I'm eating to
think I
wash
could
stuff
do that.
wash stuff down. But she says the exact same thing.
What are you like, Joey Chestnut?
Basically, yes. For John, dear stuff.
Forge.
I thought you said for
I know. I
John.
thought for
Who's
John as
John?
well. I'm like,
Who's
is there a
John?
John in one of these stories?
I thought it was Dear John.
We have a tweet here from one of the news broadcast agencies out in California saying San Francisco police clarified that it would not arm its robots with guns.
Nice.
Instead, they would be equipped with explosives.
Not nice.
Well, I mean, what could go wrong there, right?
Yeah.
Rather than a robot randomly shooting one person, they
know
can
what I
just
mean?
clear out a crowd.
Yeah.
Remember RoboCop? Remember the first RoboCop when the robot malfunctioned and he shot that kid, and killed
Yeah.
that guy? Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Great scene.
We have been warned. So
Yes.
So wait a second. These explosives, how do they go off? How do the robots know when to use them?
I guess you
it's
just tell
the
the robot or
programming.
whenever the algorithm.
Yeah.
Probably an algorithm thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I believe in the movie Will Smith, I, Robot.
Oh, was that?
That's when the robots went bad.
He's dead to me.
I
Continue.
believe it was Terminator. Is when the robots went bad.
That's true. Before iRobot, I believe.
September the 2nd, 1992 is when Skynet became self-aware.
Yeah, that's
very well done.
pretty good.
Very well done.
I'll be back.
Anything else, Stuff?
Yes, we have this story here. I don't know if you guys watched the video of a guy. Now, the story itself, it's serious. He basically shoots and kills a guy who he believes was...
Oh, yes.
It's his girlfriend's boyfriend.
It's
his daughter's boyfriend. Yes.
Ex-boyfriend.
And apparently there was some sort of domestic situation where he was trying to pull out of her car, so he shot him and killed him. The odd part for me was at the end of this news story where they said he went to the police station to turn himself in, but there was no one there. So after 5 minutes, he just went home.
Well, now should you get away with it then?
How did that? I guess.
I mean, you've done
the
the right thing.
It can't be held against you then.
No, that should come.
You're not evading. I guess
that should come into play later on in court that he at least went to turn himself in.
For sure.
And what kind of police station is just empty?
Yeah.
Like,
well, this is one of these like
they might all be in Idaho,
small town Indiana kind of thing or something.
Or it had these robots.
Maybe Jay had went
and he just didn't want that those kind of problems.
They're watching the robots throw explosives at each other in the backyard.
One robot was in the back getting a lube job.
Wait.
What?
I prefer your idea of robot fighting. It's a little less gruesome, but
No, man, listen, he's gone. He's done his due diligence. And look, here's the sad fact of the matter is he's going to get charged, so he might as well go home, get a good night's sleep, and be in his home for the last hours of freedom he has before he goes.
I don't know. Is he going to get away with that, though? Is he? He's not going to
depend on the state. It's going to depend on a lot of those things. But it looks like he was trying to protect his daughters.
The ex-boyfriend was like choking his daughter or something.
Yeah,
like
at one
that.
point, yes.
But not when he walked, like not in the moment that he shot him. So.
No, but he was still. I believe he was. She was locked herself in the car, and he was kicking. He was beating the car.
I'm sure they could make it sound like it was a threatening situation.
I'm sure. Well,
sounds like
in the States, it was. Guys have gotten off for much less than that. So,
well, I guess that's what it is. It's really going to depend on where this happened and what kind of laws they have,
and if they can get a jury trial.
We'll follow along to get you updates. We will not. We'll forget about this case for sure.
But we won't. We'll follow up on the police robots with explosives. This last one here, I was wondering, I came across this on Reddit, and I wanted to ask Jimmy if this is a common thing that takes place in Ottawa, because it was on the Ottawa Reddit. Sadly, with a lot of embarrassing stories people post, sometimes they'll delete them, so I do have to recall this one more from memory. But I do, here it was called, the actual post was called, Beat Up by an 8 or 9-year-old Park at Richcraft Complex. And basically, this person came online to say that they were walking along some sort of path, and this 8 or 9-year-old kid flipped them off.
Yeah.
So he decided to flip the kid back off, and then the kid beat the out of him.
Jesus.
His whole thing was like, what should I do? Should I call the police? Should I? And obviously people started ripping him, which is, I assume, why he took it down. Although it's somewhat of a serious situation because you obviously have a kid who has some sort of an issue.
That kid's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it sounds like he's already a problem, but I mean, your mindset, you're walking along, this kid flips you off. Do you really need to engage him? So, or maybe at least try to say something to him like that's not
very nice, young man.
Yeah.
I think that, look, you don't want to put yourself in that situation, but once the kid engages physically, you have to defend yourself, right?
Yeah, like can't you just toss him or something? You know,
just throw him, chuck him in the snowbank or whatever.
Yeah, like.
But maybe he had like nunchucks or something.
Well, look, here's the thing. Who are they going to blame? They're going to blame the adult, right? So
he fanned on that too when he was clearing it.
We're watching the World Cup here, everybody. Argentina.
Well, everyone knows they're listening to us as they follow.
Sometimes for our audience on Sirius, we have to dip back into the game.
Is this a PK? Were you done?
Yeah, we were just we were talking about this kid.
We're done or we're done.
What I was going to say is that you for passersby, obviously you see this adult kicking the shit out of the kid. Who's the onus on? It's on the adult, right? So I agree that she probably shouldn't have engaged the kid, but let the kid kick the shit out of you and just report the kid. That's what I would do. Yeah. There's no upside for you as an adult.
It's a difficult situation because you can't win, and if you do happen to get the better of the kid's going to could spin the story on you. So, I mean, this is obviously a bit of a...
I think I'd pay like $1,500 to have a video of you beating the of an 8-year-old. I think it would be amazing.
Why? But here's my question again: why are you putting on this on Reddit? If you're embarrassed about this,
well,
why
I think,
are you,
I think that's the thing I wouldn't do is go and tell people about it.
Hey, you know what happened to me? An 8-year kid hit the out of me.
But wasn't the point of you putting this on the fact that about 3 or 4 people had commented on it and said that happened to me as well in Ottawa?
This
kid's running wild.
It's a very Ottawa
kicking
trend.
the crap out of people.
I can see that. Should we move on to listener mail?
Yes, let's get to listener mail and wrap this
listener mail.
baby up.
Listener mail. Listener mail. Thank you for listening.
So Chris Dow writes to us after listening to your most recent pod. Now, this is probably not our most recent pod anymore. And talking about cheating in sports, I'd like to hear your thoughts on steroids in baseball.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It feels kind of dated.
I say pump them all full of steroids.
I don't know. The whole question of Clemens and Bonds going in the Hall of Fame, I don't know.
I think they should go in the Hall of Fame because
I wish they did. I wish they just admitted it because who was the Yankees pitcher, Andy
Pettitte,
who just admitted it, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
loved him right after he admitted it. So if you just come clean, people are forgiving.
Here is the thing. Look, let's be honest about Bonds and Clemens. They are not well liked. Bonds in particular was not a very good guy even before the steroids. So a lot of reporters don't like him, and Clemens, people sort of don't like him as well. For a lot
I'm sure
of
if
reasons.
they were really nice to reporters, they'd probably be in.
Yeah.
Well, that's
a
exactly
joke,
it.
which
That's
is
exactly
which is a
It's a
problem with
joke.
the Hall of Fame.
which is a problem with the Hall of Fame.
I
It
think
should be
Barry
fair-
Bonds and Roger Clemens are both Hall of Famers as far as talent.
If
but
you look if you look at their numbers before the steroid era, which by the way, the steroid era was nobody had a problem with steroids when it was bringing baseball back in '98 with Sosa and McGuire
After the strike,
and Androstine Dion. So I think, unfortunately, I don't love it that people were cheating. Well, I can't even say cheating because I don't like that they were using steroids. But at the same time, there was no legislation to suggest that you couldn't. Therefore, you can't sit there and take the money from that steroid area and then turn around and say these players can't get it. Not right.
According to your argument, though, if they just admitted it, then they still refuse to admit it.
Okay,
which is stupid.
Well, Big Mac sort of pretty much has. I saw a documentary.
Androstine Dion.
Big Mac has. I'm talking about Clemens and Bonds. Their egos are too big to let themselves admit.
And look, and again, that's a personality thing, I suppose. And look, you're right. I mean, look,
Maybe they haven't told their kids.
Here's my thing. Pete Rose, I'll never forgive him because he lied, and a lot of people backed him up and said, Pete didn't say. Pete said he didn't bet on baseball. He didn't bet on baseball. I think Hank Aaron particularly stood up for that guy for years and years and years. And then Pete turns around and says, "I bet on baseball" because he wants to sell his book. Like that's. So
I will admit I was on numerous steroids during the prime of my flag football career.
Argentina
Oh my goodness gracious!
have come through again.
Oh, wow.
2-0.
Would you have taken steroids if it meant you could have been a CFL superstar?
Hey, Stoff, can you back in this edit? Guys, I think Argentina today. I just feel like
I'm going to say 3-0, Jimmy.
yeah, me too.
I'm gonna say
We
to
all
get
knew
up
this
2-0.
wasn't going to go to penalty kicks.
That's right. Sorry, what did you say about would I take? If I get to the Grey Cup?
No, if you could be a CFL superstar, would you have taken
I don't know.
steroids?
I don't know. I don't know.
You'd be the mop.
Perhaps.
Superstar. Four-time
Grey
Grey
Cup.
Cup MVP.
I probably would have done it.
The position of your and Canadian MOP.
Yes. Canadian MOP of the year.
Why wouldn't you said NFL? Just the
Jimmy, you were never making the NFL. I don't care how much.
steroids or no
Yeah,
steroids? That's fair enough.
I don't know. You don't think Jimmy could pull a, what's his name, Brock Purdy?
Hey, listen.
Mr. Relevant?
I'm very.
Must be. How does it feel to have this team that where when one guy dies, 3 more morph out of nowhere?
It's unbelievable.
Pretty good.
Hey, I
It's a
meant to
pretty
say
good run.
something about Tom Brady, who I've never been a massive fan of, perhaps because I had to cover all the Super Bowls, and I don't know, I just got tired of him as much as I admire him, and I have no argument that he's the GOAT. I tell you what, I don't know if you saw any of those videos after the game.
Yeah, him with
So
the
the Niners kicked their
Yeah.
asses up and down the field, and So the Niners, like Dre Greenlaw picked him off and brings the ball up and asks him to sign it.
Yeah.
And Brady signs it. And the other guy who picked him asked him to sign it. All these guys are coming up to him who just destroyed him. And you know what? It was a big game for Brady being back in where he was born in the Bay. Like one after the other, like a dozen Niners going up to him saying, man, you're the GOAT. You're awesome. Thanks for letting us kick your ass today. And you know what? For a guy who is like incredibly competitive, I thought it was pretty cool how the way he handled
that. Also shows he's done.
Yeah.
Well,
probably.
yes,
he's
absolutely.
lost that competitive edge if he's doing that.
It's funny though because earlier in the week there was rumors of him signing with the Patriots next year.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So
maybe Giselle didn't want to live in Boston. That's why she made him leave.
Wow. They're
Now
back
he's
together,
free
right?
to go.
Does I understand? Are they back
They
together?
are?
no, I did not
No?
hear that.
I saw he's got a new girlfriend.
She's with some sort of instructor they had. I don't know if it was yoga or it was one of
That
those.
feels like there might have been an overlap there.
Always feels that way with the trainers and the instructors, does it not?
Seriously, guys, if your wife is the trainer that she's spending a lot of time with, she's pretty much sleeping.
It seems like it rings personal to you.
No, Tanya doesn't have a trainer. Does Brooksy?
Female trainer.
Yeah. Hey, good for you. Good for
I
you.
wouldn't allow the male.
Good for you.
Anything else?
Speaking of allowing the mail, listener mail, and Brian Hayden says, I had an idea, Jimmy and Puffy doing the Amazing Race.
Wow. Yeah. That would test your friendship.
I think we're out probably in the first 3 episodes.
No, we would team up with another team and have an alliance for a few weeks so they could help us get out of airports and stuff
Because,
like that.
like the clever fool thing.
We would be
I wouldn't do
lost
well in
a
that
lot.
part.
But
I think Jimmy would
Well,
just
we-
ditch you for a buffet.
Wow.
no, I think we would last about 4 weeks and then, maybe a double elimination.
Would we fight?
No.
I don't think so. I think we'd get along great.
We'd get along fine.
What about Lester and Stoff?
I think they would beat us.
In the
a drum.
same season.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
All right.
We'd have a good time. We'll say that.
Now, are we eligible as CTV employees? Because I'm willing to.
they'd have
Maybe
to do
they
a-
have like celebrity.
They could do a celebrity version of it, and then they'd have to be CTV people on it, right? So
Wow.
why not?
celebrity cat.
I don't like our chances.
Of being
Jimmy,
a-
you have a chance on the celebrity one.
Yeah, but then I bring you along.
I don't know.
Amazing Race Scarborough.
It'd be like Amazing Race, celebrities, and their unknown friends.
and their
I'll be into
podcast mates.
Yeah, celebrities and their podcast
and their
mates.
chums.
Yeah. What else?
We got Sean Morrison saying, just booked my World Junior tickets, 29th versus Austria. My wife and I will be there. Should I bring a copy of Beauties to get signed?
Oh, hell yeah. You
Now, as
should.
he knows,
Signs.
if you find Jimmy or any of us podcast friends, we will have dinner with you, much like Andrew Arsenal.
Of course.
Yes,
Jimmy
yes,
does.
of course.
You better come, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Come and come visit me on the set and sign the book. We'll hug it out. It'll be fantastic.
And this is by far my favorite piece of listener mail, and we'll finish on this. It's from Electronic Jordan, who posted on our YouTube page, and he simply wrote, test comment. Jordan, it worked.
Is electronic,
You made it.
Is Electronic Jordan in fact a robot?
I mean, it would make some
Manned
sense,
with
right?
explosives?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
At least he won't shoot you.
So that's a very interesting hypothetical, actually. Would you rather get shot or blown
Blown
up?
up?
Shot.
Blown
Shot,
up.
because
Blown up your.
shot.
I don't
You
want
guys just get
to
shot in-
bleed to death like a slow
Yeah.
death. I want to just be
you
gone.
apply pressure.
Boom.
No, best case scenario for you if you get blown up, you like missing arms and legs.
yeah. Well, that's
No, I'm hoping I'm just completely blown up into smithereens.
Then you got to jump on top of the robot right before it explodes.
Yeah.
No. I
What a
want
hero.
I want to be shot.
To save a bunch
I
of
said-
kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Save a bunch
the
of
school
kids.
bus of children right
If you
behind
get
you.
shot, you could always think you're going to survive until you're dead.
If there was a schoolyard full of children
Yeah.
and an exploding robot came in, would you dive on the robot to save the children?
Do I know any of the children?
They're
Do I know the robot?
friends of your kids, but not your kids.
Yeah.
Members of
Which friends?
members of your kids' hockey teams, but third liners.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No one on the power play.
No one in the top 6?
Anybody but
I'm gonna send a nice care package.
anybody but number 22. He a little ignorant.
Hey, we have a 22. We have 2 22s. That's 2 different
over a
teams.
winning
2
team.
different teams. 2 different Yeah, that would be a tough one.
On behalf of all of us clever fools, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week for the Christmas edition of the Rubber Boots Pod.
That was a great show.
Hey, how are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask ya. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair?
Do you like the dunk tank?
At the fair.
The dunk tank. The dunk tank.
At the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up. Please. Somebody. Hey? Hey? Anyone?